What is it like being a woman in a male-dominated industry?
Being a woman, you have to put your foot on the ground because most of the people you get to work with are male. So on my side, I'm dealing with so many male because we have to go through, let's say, 4 freight forwarders, and most of the freight forwarders, the heads of the department will find them their men. So you just have to be tough cookie.
Hello, my name is Persia, the Director of Global Sales here at Aeras Aviation. I'm based out of Dubai, which is our headquartered office, and I've been working for the company for almost 8 years. Last week, we celebrated Aeras Aviation's 8-year anniversary, which means I've seen every possible challenge, win, obstacle, transition there has been since the company was established. It's been amazing to be a part of the journey, and let's see what happens next. And here with me, I have Lucy Musembi, who's one of my colleagues in our Dubai office. She is the Logistics and Quality Assurance Manager. And I'm just gonna ask you to say a few words about yourself. Introduce me.
Thank you, Persia. My name is Lucy Musembi, and I work for Aeras Aviation for the last 6 years. And I don't wanna bore you much about me because we're gonna get to know more as we go by, yeah? So I'm just gonna throw it back to my colleague, Persia. I know we have so many to discuss about. So back to you, Persia.
Thank you. So Lucy, the topic recently has been, what is it like being a woman in a male-dominated industry? In your role, I know you didn't start as a logistics and quality assurance manager. You've grown over the past 6 years. You've gone into different positions. Have you felt within your specific sector of the industry that you've had any challenges being a woman?
That's a really good question, Persia. To start with, being a woman in aviation, it's more dominated with male figures in aviation. And you find that so less of women have the opportunity to work in aviation. But for me, when I got the chance to work with Aeras Aviation, it was one of most appealing thing I would say in my life. I've seen myself scaling from down all the way up with so many challenges, which I managed to conquer all with the help of the team.
It's very obvious that when you travel to these work events or conferences, that the room is primarily full of men. It is very male dominated, but being a female in the industry does come with a lot of advantages. You stand out from the crowd. You can really make your mark, and you almost work like 3 times harder than anyone else because you're really trying to find your place and be heard and not kind of, how would you say it, just merge with the rest of the aviation community. In logistics specifically, Are you primarily dealing with men on a day-to-day basis? Or is there ladies that you deal with? And if there are ladies, would you say you feel more productive in that working relationship?
Persia, to answer you that question, I would say in logistics, what I've learned so far, it's one of the challenging departmental, and being a woman, you have to put your foot on the ground because most of the people you get to work with are male. So on my side, I'm dealing with so many male because we have to go through, let's say, 4 freight forwarders, and most of the freight forwarders, the heads of the department will find them their men. So you just have to be, you have to be tough cookie at the end of it because it's not so easy being a woman, like more of a minority women in aviation, and handling things with men in aviation. So it's kind of challenging. At the same time, it gives someone that perspective of trying to work better and smarter because you have to work smarter with the men in the industry. At the same time, you have to be friendly. So you just have to put the face of smiling face there and try to tackle situation as they come.
Good. Yeah. It is. I definitely believe that behaviours from males change if they're dealing with men. and they can try and maybe
You don't have to.
approach certain situations with us ladies, but you have to just, like you said, be a tough cookie and just be strong and don't take no for an answer, basically.
No, that's right, Persia. And as well for the MROs that have interacted with people. The recent one, which I was in ASA conference in US, it wasn't easy, and I remember it was a bit chaotic dealing with men because out of the people who were there, I would even count the women. We were less than 10. I even got to a point of asking my colleague Lisa, who was with me there. I was like, can you just try to count the head of women who are here? Like we were less than 10, which I would say as women out there, aviation is one of the best career where you can grow into. And despite of the challenges, I would even advise small women or kids who are growing up and they want to grow into aviation career. It won't be easy, but with the determination, because one thing brought me to be where I am at the moment, it's the determination. I was so much determined to be a better person and to improve myself. So yeah, to answer your question, yeah, it's a bit tough to deal with men in aviation, but as a woman, you have to be straight to the point. At the same time, you have to give them the smiley face.
Got it.
Yeah.
Would you say you're an advocate for other young ladies to enter the aviation industry?
Oh, 100%.
Would you encourage it?
100%. Yeah. It's an interesting industry, to be honest. Because one thing I would say in aviation, you get to learn so much about aircraft. Before I joined Aeras Aviation, I totally knew nothing about aircraft. I didn't even know the kind of engine that say this aircraft has or this part where it goes to. But as time goes by, I got the confidence, like I can see like a airplane, and then I would say, oh, this airplane has this type of an engine, So
Correct,
it's such an interesting industry, to be honest. And I would really advocate for women out there, if they can, to join the industry. And one time they'll come to thank us later.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah. Thank you. I think in addition to talking about the females in the industry, it'd be good for us to touch on sustainability, eco-friendly practices. I know this is something that we have put a lot of importance on in the past few years in building a more eco-friendly, having more sustainable business practices in the company. So just to give us an insight, really, Lucy, like what are we doing on a logistics side that is adding towards that sustainability?
Thank you, Persia, for the question. And what I would say from the logistic side, that's a topic that currently we are working on with my other colleagues in the US. We see the need of getting eco-friendly packaging material for our customers. And that's something that we are really working towards too. And we hope by the fall of 2026, beginning of the year, we'll start implementing the packaging on the eco-friendly parts here for our customers. So that's something that we're really working on towards.
Good. Yeah, I think the more and more kind of go green or green practices that we can include, the better. It's something that we do really want to have as a part of our kind of greater plan, is to be as environmentally friendly as possible. Our whole business model is, I would say, sustainable. We are literally giving parts another chance to be installed. So in other words, we recycle the material. All of the parts that we're selling are in repaired condition, meaning they've already been installed on an engine previously, and we're going to be repairing it and putting it on another engine. So we are day-to-day recycling parts, and that is already adding to being a sustainable company.
To add on that as well, recently I was doing a background checked for some of our customers that I can't mention the name at the moment, but I've seen it's something that they're looking as well to start working on from 2026. I've brought this topic again to my head of departmental, and it's something that we're really looking forward to. Once we want to be the first or maybe the best, giving the best to our customers in terms of the packaging. Because in logistics, I've seen how packages are being handled. And it's something that we're trying to avoid. And by avoiding that, it's getting something which is more sustainability, more eco-friendly for our customer.
Good.
Yeah.
Great. So, Lucy, thank you for obviously your comments on sustainability, on being a woman in the industry. But I want to learn a little bit more about you. So, who is Lucy outside of Aeras? What do you get up to? How long have you been living away from your home country? So just, tell me your story.
Oh, this is one of the most interesting story, my Persia, I would say. Okay, so I've been away nearly now 9 years. I left Kenya to Dubai when I didn't even know anything about Dubai. It was a time to take a chance in my life, because being an African woman, and I would say being like a first girl in my family, I saw the need of helping my family, back in Africa. I know most of the people can agree to this with me. We African, we like taking care of our family even before we take care of ourselves first, yeah. And I'd seen how my dad was struggling with fees. So at some point I had to sacrifice myself. And sacrifice myself was more of getting out of my comfort zone, come to Dubai, to a new country which I never knew about, and try to maneuver around and see what I can do for my family. And to be honest, it's been a roller coaster. It wasn't easy, but I thank God for where I am at the moment. Aside of that, Lucy, she's just a simple woman here. She loves gym. I love running, Kenya Runners. I'm in a club called Kenya Runners here in Dubai.
Nice.
And we love running. Apart from that, we love cooking, and I love cooking. And that's a bit of me, Persia, to be honest.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, well, do you feel like it's paid off, the 9 years that you've spent in Dubai? You feel like you've built a good foundation for yourself and for, to be able to support your family?
Oh, Persia, I can't even mention everything here, but to be honest, I'm proud of myself.
Good, and you should
I'm
be.
so proud of where I've come from and where I am at the moment, and where I'm heading to.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, all the best with everything and what's to come. Thank you so much for joining me today to talk about these various topics. It was great to learn a little bit more about you, and
Thank you, Persia.
Thank you.